Hi there. One of the most dangerous medical emergencies in labor and delivery is when the uterus ruptures. The uterus, as you probably already know, is what encloses the baby throughout the pregnancy. It is the barrier between the baby and the mom's body. What ends up happening is the uterus it becomes compromised essentially, and it gets so thin where it starts to tear open. When that tear starts to open, then the blood oxygen cannot get to the baby well enough. The baby starts to get distressed and not have enough oxygen. When the oxygen levels drop, then the tissue will begin to die. That includes the brain tissue as well. That can cause something called hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy. It's a fancy medical term, but basically it's brain damage. What typically happens is you will see signs of fetal distress due to a uterine rupture. There will be signs of low heart tones. There will be signs of a lack of contractions due to the uterus being torn open. These are all signs that nurses and doctors should be made aware of and should be able to monitor pretty well. The reason that it's so important for them to be hypervigilant on these kinds of signs and symptoms is because minutes matter in this situation. It can go no more than about 10 to 15 minutes before an emergency C-section has to be done. That allows the baby to get out of that toxic environment where it's not getting enough oxygen and be pulled out and given oxygen either mechanically or with a mask. It is extremely important that nurses and OBs are aware of the situation and handle it promptly. If you or a loved one suffered from a medical emergency such as a uterine rupture and it caused brain damage to the baby, then you may have a medical malpractice claim. You really need to speak to a lawyer, and specifically a medical malpractice lawyer, to understand your rights. My name is Adam Funk of the Funk Law Group, and that's all I handle is medical malpractice and birth injury cases. I'd be happy to chat with you about your case and see what you have in terms of your rights.